Was it, is it like Drive? No, it's not that. She wasn't in that. And that was way after 2007. Next.
Robert Downey Jr.
I have a French friend who calls him Robert Danny Jr. I don't know. Pass.
Okay. Mark Ruffalo.
Ooh, the rough. How many got now?
We are at 2.
Oh my goodness, pass.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't have gotten this one.
No, pass.
Zodiac.
Oh, I never saw it. All right, 10 points for Andrew. 0 points for me. 10 divided by 10 is 1. You are still in the lead. This is going to be, I could have gotten this one. 2010 and Christopher Nolan for 10 points.
Christopher Nolan, 2010? Oh, no. It's Dark Knight came out in 2008. Dark Knight Rises probably...
How do you know the years of these movies? Come on.
It's either Dark Knight Rises or Inception.
Oh my God, 10 points. You are doing very well in the movie game. You have 20 points, but you only have 2 points because we divide that by 10. I have 0.
Okay.
All right, what do we got?
2007, Michael Bay.
Okay, pass.
No, you can't get this one?
I don't even know who Michael Bay is, my friend.
No. Science fiction and action.
2007.
Yes. I think you would know this.
I said Interstellar? No, that was later.
That was Christopher Nolan.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, who's the first actor?
The first actor is Bernie Mac.
Pass.
John Voight.
John Voight? I know a guy with his car, spelled differently, though.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't even know what movie to Mad Max Thunderdome.
No. I will move on to John Turturro.
I love that guy, but he's in everything. You're giving me nothing. Pass.
Anthony Anderson.
Pass.
Tyrese.
Pass.
Okay, you'll get this one now. Megan Fox.
Pass.
Really?
Oh, no, Transformers.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Well, how many points was that? I'm taking the points. 2 points. Okay, we are tied because you have 20 points, and I'm dividing that by 10. All right. 1996 and Ronald Emmerich.
I don't know if I'm going to get 1996 Ronald Emmerich. I don't know.
Sci-fi disaster is the genre.
Twister?
Nope. 7 points. Harvey Fierstein.
I have no idea who that is.
Me neither. 6 points. Judd Hirsch.
That's the guy from Breakfast Club, isn't it?
That's
the guy who puts his fist in the air. Dante's Peak?
Nope. Randy Quaid for 5 points.
Oh, I should have gotten this one. Independence Day.
Oh my God, 5 points. You've got 25 points. I've got 2 points. What do we got next?
Okay, so we have 1999 and Sam Mendes.
Pass.
I think it won the Oscar that year. Drama comedy.
Dramedy. Won the Oscar?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Pass.
Definitely nominated. Okay, John Cho.
Pass.
Allison Janney.
Pass.
Chris Cooper.
He's our technical producer this week, Andrew Potts' father, Brian Potts. Brian, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks, David. Thanks for having me.
I am excited to jump in. We were doing a game where we talked about rock stars and things like this, and then Frank Zappa was included, and then all of a sudden, Andrew was just like, my dad's met Frank Zappa. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then we kept playing the game, and then Jimi Hendrix came up. My dad's met Jimi Hendrix. I couldn't even play the game. Every time he asked me a question, I just answered the question by saying, what do you mean your dad's met Frank Zappa and Jimi Hendrix? So that is why we're here. Let's start with Frank Zappa. Why not? How did you end up meeting Frank Zappa, Brian Potts?
A lot of what I have to tell you is because of the investigative job that my sister did. She's 4 years younger than me, and she found out that in Toronto, when bands came to Toronto, there were basically 3 hotels that they stayed in. Four Seasons, the original Four Seasons at Jarvis and Carlton, and the King Edward and the Royal York. And she also realized that if she got to know the bell captains, that they would feed her information about who was in the hotel.
She's very industrious. I'm impressed. That's really smart.
And actually, it was a much different world then. I mean, that wouldn't happen today. You wouldn't find any of that stuff out. So anyway, my sister somehow got Frank up on the phone, and she talked him into bringing himself and the Mothers of Invention to our house in Scarborough after their show in Toronto. And
you hosted an after party for the Mothers of Invention?
He was going to come to our house, which totally terrified me because I knew what they were like, and I thought, oh God, no, I don't know. And my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were away somewhere, and so turns out my mom and dad were aw it was before they hit kind of fame, so they begged off because they were doing their own roadie work and had to go to Kitchener after the show in Toronto and it would be too late. I don't know if that's the real excuse, but I was quite happy they didn't come to the house anyway.
Were you worried they were going to trash the house or turn it into
would have been something else, but I'm afraid of what the house might have looked like afterwards. So it's just as well.
A romp.
So anyway, she got to be friends with him. He referred to her as Snoopy because he knew that she could find him wherever it was. So anyway, one year in the early 70s, they were playing Massey Hall. And so we all decided to go down and get Frank to let us come in for free because, of course, we didn't have tickets. So we all were down there outside Massey Hall, and Frank and the boys all arrived. And we said, Frank, we really need to come in. We weren't able to get tickets. And he said, well, I don't think I can take all of you. I think there were about 5 of us. And I said, well, maybe a couple of us. And I looked at Ian Underwood, who was the keyboard player, and I said, do you have a date? And he said, well, no. And I said, well, my sister can come in with you.
So you're using your sister to get backstage?
I'm using my sister. So anyway, she went in, and but anyway, we chatted with Frank outside for a while. So I didn't spend much time with him, but it was really cool to meet the man, and it wasn't what I expected when I met him. He was a little more reserved. I expected crazy, but he wasn't like that. So it was really cool.
When it comes to his art, he was very creative, wacky, crazy. But I watched a documentary about him. In his private life, he was kind of a shy guy.
Yeah, he was very quiet. And he was kind of taken aback that I said, are you going to take us all in? And he just kind of looked at me horrified, thinking, well, I don't want to take these people in. So anyway, my sister got to go in. She was in the dressing room with them before the show, and then they let her sit on stage during the performance. About 2 weeks later, I had a friend come up to me and say, I went to the Frank Zappa concert, and there's somebody on the stage who looked exactly like your sister. And I said, that's because it was my sister.
Oh, I love it. All right, we have a bit more time. I think for me, that is like my idol, Frank Zappa. The theme music for this show is Frank Zappa. But I think for most people, Jimi Hendrix is really the one. That's how this all came up. You were hanging out in a hotel room.
Once again, my sister, let me start by saying I went to the concert at Maple Leaf Gardens on May the 3rd, 1969. It was a Saturday night, and it was amazing. And I came home, and my sister was there waiting for me. She said, guess who I talked to on the phone? And I said, well, I can't imagine because you just never knew. And she said, Jimi Hendrix. And I said, yeah, right, sure you did. And she said, no, I did. And he wants us to come down tomorrow morning to the hotel. And I said, okay. So anyway, I went thinking this isn't going to happen probably. But anyway, we got to the hotel. It was a Four Seasons at Jarvis Carlton. And she called up to the room from the house phone. And the tour manager, Jerry Stickles, he said, Jimmy doesn't want to see anybody today. And my sister said, no, but he invited me down. And so my sister did a back and forth with Jerry Stickles for about a half an hour, 3/4 of an hour. And finally he said, okay, you can come on. Now, that was the same weekend that Jimmy had been arrested for bringing a bag of heroin into the country in his bags. And so he wasn't doing interviews. He wasn't talking to anybody except my sister.
Your sister is a force of nature, the chutzpah. She's Snoopy.
She truly
track down any celebrity. That's a great sister to have.
I know. And so anyway, we went up to the room, knocked on the door, and the door opens, and Jimi Hendrix is standing there, no shirt on, with a toothbrush in his mouth. And
go on.
And meanwhile, he was my idol, so it was just like, oh my God, there's Jimi Hendrix. He brushes his teeth. Can you believe that? But anyway, so he said, come on in, and we went in. We all sat on the couch. He said, have a seat, sit down. I'll be out in a minute. So we were sitting there, and he finally came back out, and my sister got us in there under the guise of writing a story for the school newspaper, which wasn't actually the truth, but she'd use whatever means she could, and she was writing these little stories for the Scarborough Mirror in Scarborough and community newspaper. So anyway, she started asking questions. We were all asking questions, and for some reason, I couldn't find an album that I could take with me to get an autograph. So the only thing I could think of was my school yearbook, my grade 13 school yearbook. So he was looking through my yearbook, and we were talking about all the pictures, and he said, "Oh, I hated doing all this," and he hated going to school. He just thought it was too bizarre. And so anyway, we asked him, "What's it like to be a rock star?" And he was such a humble guy that he said, "I'm not a rock star, I'm just a guitar player, and I like making music." And he went on, and we were there for about a half hour.
Did he end up signing the yearbook?
He signed, well, at the front of the yearbook, on the cover, there was an embossed logo of our school. And so on the back of that, on the inside of the cover, there was a circle. He said to me, "Would you mind if I signed in this circle?" I said, "You can sign the yearbook anywhere you would like."
All right, well, he signed the yearbook. Brian, that's all the time we have for you. You've got some fascinating stories. I'm going to bring you back. I love working with your son, Andrew. He's a very talented technical producer. And thanks for sharing those stories with us. It's been a lot of fun. Everything you say is a lie. Your sister didn't even meet Jimi Hendrix. I kid, of course. What a sister to have. Brian, again, thanks for your time.
No problem.
Coming up next, did Richard Krause like these movies? We'll check in with film critic Richard Krause from CTV's Pop Life, and we'll figure out whether he likes a bunch of movies. It's a great game. You're going to love it. If you haven't heard us do this before, you're in for a treat. I am David Cooper. This is The Overnight Show, and you are listening to the iHeartRadio Talk Network. We got people who know Frank Zappa. Stay with us.
Good morning, it's 4:30. I'm James Foster with your CTV News Update. House of Commons Committee will hold a special meeting this morning to discuss Canada's controversial decision to send repaired parts for a Russian natural gas pipeline back to Germany. Liberal government facing mounting pressure over its move to exempt Siemens Energy turbines, which were serviced here in Montreal, from the economic sanctions that it levied against Russia over its invasion of Ukraine. Canada's drug regulator approving Moderna's COVID vaccination for infants and preschoolers, making it the first vaccine available for that age group in the country. While serious illness among children is rare, the committee says the number of children hospitalized for COVID shot up dramatically during the Omicron variant spread last winter. And a Quebec Superior Court judge has rejected a $28 million settlement in a sex abuse lawsuit against a Catholic religious order because of the high legal fees associated with And from your Dormez Weather Center, today should be a very, very nice Friday. Yes, sunshine throughout, and a high is expected to reach 27 degrees. And really, one of the best parts about that is that there's like nothing on the Humidex to speak of, so it's going to feel like 27, anywhere close to 40. What you really want to watch out for is what's coming this weekend, because it looks like we're going to start a heat wave on Saturday, as temperatures are expected to hit or surpass 30 degrees for 4 consecutive days. Saturday straight through to Tuesday, temperatures anywhere between 30 to 33 degrees. Probably hotter with the Humidex. Keep an eye on that for you. It's 16 degrees downtown. Your next CTV News update is at 5 o'clock.
Bond yields are at a 30-year low. Learn how alternative investment opportunities can dampen market volatility and provide long-term growth potential. Gary Simpson partnered with Mandeville Private Client for insight on how private Canadian REITs can provide meaningful yields that are not correlated with the stock markets. Mandeville Private Client Inc. is a member of the Investment Industry Regulatory Organization of Canada and a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund.
The importance of self-care to your overall health and wellness is a core belief at Victoria Park Medispa, Canada's #1 Medispa and the consumer's choice for 2021. They have solutions for every aspect of your well-being, from body contouring and rejuvenation to laser hair removal and sexual health. Make this the year you finally put yourself first to feel and look your best with Victoria Park Medispa. You deserve the best. VicPark.com.
iHeartRadio, Canada's #1 streaming app for radio. Stay informed wherever you are with all your favorite talk hosts.
How lucky are we settle our disputes through elections and talk radio.
iHeartRadio. Anywhere. Now with personalized playlists made just for you and curated playlists, including your own. Add songs straight from live radio. Connect on the go with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto.
iHeartRadio.
Download the free iHeartRadio app today. J.J. Cardinal Funeral Home is proudly family-owned and operated, having been in service to the community for over 50 years, helping families and loved ones navigate some of life's most difficult moments. They offer pre-planning services, comfortable and spacious visitation and reception rooms, cremation on site, as well as a unique columbarium that is integrated in their breathtaking chapels. J.J. Cardinal Funeral Home. Let their family serve your family with understanding, compassion, and integrity. Call 514-631-1511 or visit jjcardinal.ca.
Canada's Drag Race is back again. Come on, season 3, 12 new queens, but only one can be Canada's next drag superstar. This is magic. Think all Canadians are nice? Think again.
The girls are fighting!
One queen will emerge. True North, strong and fierce. Oh my God! Incredible.
Canada's Drag Race, a Crave original. New season now streaming. Only on Crave. Subscribe now at crave.ca.
Women are severely impacted by the pandemic.
Our research shows that women need flexibility in the workforce now more than ever.
The Prosperity Project is helping to ease the impact on Canadian women.
Because issues of gender equality are not going away.
Help women recover from the impact of the pandemic. Because when women succeed, we all prosper.
Donate today at CanadianProsperityProject.ca.
Conditions apply. See ultramar.ca/ultramax to learn more.
You're listening to David Cooper on the iHeartRadio Talk Network. This is the overnight show, the late showgram. I am David Cooper. Well, there's a man I have with me. He's a veterinarian. He is the owner and operator of Wellington Veterinary Hospital in Toronto. He's also a worldwide vet. He rescues animals everywhere. And what we're going to talk about today is the crisis in Ukraine has caused animals to need rescuing. He's been there once before. He's going back. He's raised all sorts of money for this cause. I'm really looking forward to chatting with him, getting to know what he's up to, and learning a little bit about what's happening with animals during this humanitarian crisis. Dr. Cliff Redford is his name. Dr. Cliff, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
I am excited to jump in. Let's just do it. You were in Ukraine earlier this year to help rescue animals. What made you decide to return?
Yeah, and that trip technically, so I went down with my daughter back in late March, and we actually spent almost the entire 2 weeks in Poland, right at the border, working with some animal rescue groups. So we only went into Ukraine just for one day into Lviv to work with a shelter, and the entire trip just had this powerful impact on me, and I knew the second I got back that I had to find a way to get there again, and so I leave in about 4 or 5 days for Kharkiv this time.
Okay, so what sorts of things are you going to be doing there, and what sort of help do animals need?
Yeah, so I'm going to be working with this animal rescue group in Kharkiv, and basically they are rescuing about 30 to 40 animals, mostly cats and dogs, but occasionally, exotic pets or even farm animals. Even the military come and bring them in. So there's unfortunately still a lot of bombing going on in the outskirts of Kharkiv, and so animals are getting injured. Animals are getting displaced. They're getting burned. Some of them are actually being shot at by the Russians. So the military and Good Samaritans bring into this rescue, and they need a veterinarian. They've got this little field hospital already, and they just need a vet. So that's where I come in, and it's just going to be 14 days of 12-hour days and go, and drinking some good vodka at night, maybe to help us sleep, and then get back to work the next day.
I love that sort of positive attitude throughout this tragedy. And I'm picturing my little small needy kitty who just loves people in that environment. And my heart's sort of half breaking right now. You've received a lot of donations to help with animal rescues in Ukraine. You want to tell me the nature of some of these donations?
Yeah, so I started up a GoFundMe page back when I was heading to Poland and Ukraine back in March. It's gofundme.com/drcliff worldwide vet. And we raised at that point $75,000. And we've raised another $50,000, including some strangers coming to my clinic and giving me a $5,000 check in memory of their puppy who passed away, years prior. It's been unbelievable. And so we've raised $125,000. Most of it's been distributed already. We bought a couple of animal ambulances. We've bought what we call a red bus because it's the bus that's red for this team right at the border in Poland. And they basically go into Ukraine and they drop off food and supplies and pick up animals and bring them into Poland, pick up refugees, bring them into Poland. But the really cool thing is not only are we also going with $30,000 of animal medication and supplies, but Pharma Science in Montreal recently donated to us $40,000 worth of human anti-cancer medication because I've been in contact with Ukraine government there's some dangers, but I'm really looking forward to meeting these heroes in Ukraine and being able to help them do their job.
Throughout this tragedy and destruction, it is lovely to see that support coming at the individual level, and it's great to talk to you, Cliff. I'm glad you're heading over there. These rescue services need help from Canadians. What do you think there's additional international support that's needed with animals right now?
Yeah, I mean, the animals look, obviously I love animals, but I'm part of the human tribe here, so I recognize that when the war started, they had to focus on the human refugees, but what they started to find were that people in Ukraine were refusing to leave their country. Little men, little old ladies, women, children were refusing to leave because they had their pets, and they couldn't bring their pets to Poland for various reasons, and so quickly realized and the world realized that we need to find a way to take care of these animals so that the people can take care of themselves. And there are not a lot of veterinarians in Ukraine, and they're swamped. Some of them are actually dealing with acting as like military paramedics, and we are skilled at that. I could if you're choking, I could definitely do a emergency tracheotomy on you with a ballpoint pen. You just gotta wear an e-collar afterwards. There you go. Wait till I take.
Y'all divide a dinner first.
Well, no, I'm a doctor. I'm good at animal restraint, so you don't have to say it.
Again, dinner.
There you go.
Okay, so
yeah, so it's just desperately needed, and I reached out to some people, and of course they were happy to receive me.
So you're going to be there. I understand you might be meeting Kiev's mayor. You might be meeting President Zelensky. You might be meeting some big names when you're on the way over there.
Yeah, that was, so I'm talking with Dr. Stan, who runs this Mission Kharkiv, this humanitarian organization. And, I was telling them, hey, look, I can grab a bit of stuff that's, I can buy myself through the veterinary supply. But if I can get a pharmaceutical company to donate tens of thousands of dollars worth of medication for you, what's in it for us? Not for nothing. This pharmaceutical company would love to have a little thank you, photo by, how about the president, or how about Mayor Klitschko? And I just threw out Klitschko's name because I'm a boxing fan. And he actually said, I think I can really, really appreciative of what you're doing on a personal front. And It's definitely a possibility. So I don't want to say I'm going to hold them to it because, I recognize
You never know. There's a lot going on over there. It might not happen.
they got a little bit more going on, but, they've been so appreciative. The humanitarian group has been so appreciative that this, fake, air quote, fake veterinarian, just a veterinarian, or fake doctor, just a veterinarian is coming down now with all of these desperately needed medications to treat the non-animals. They're pretty excited, and if they show their appreciation with a little Klitschko or Zelensky, I might go a little bit fanboy on them. We'll see.
All right. What do you think Canadians need to know about what's going on over there? You've been there once. You're going back. Is there anything that we need to know? Anything from your perspective that you want to share?
I think we need to remember that it's still happening. Zelensky had talked about a month ago about the worry of NATO partners and the rest of the world having war fatigue, and it's a true worry. And just need people like you to tell this story and to help tell my story, and as many people to realize that this is still happening, and it's going to happen a long time, and the animals are suffering and the people are suffering, and we gotta be kind to our fellow man and our furry creatures that we call friends, and let's not start closing our eyes to what's happening. We need to keep caring. We need to keep giving a damn, basically.
I think bravery comes in a lot of different forms, and continuing to care and spreading that message is one form of it. Another is going out there and helping. Are you nervous? What are you doing to prepare?
Yeah, I'm nervous. Definitely. Yeah, there's times where I'm nervous and scared, and I watch the news regularly, and I talk with the government officials, and I talk with people I'm going to be working with, and this one gentleman, Sasha, who I became friends with, lives in Kharkiv, and I asked him, just to confirm, hey, it's getting bombed, but is it happening everywhere? And he's like, well, yeah, it's happening everywhere in Kharkiv, but not in the center, but we'll stay together and we'll be safe, and so we're not scared. And so I got to do it, and I'll wear my armored vest. I'll be okay.
Okay, I'm here with Dr. Cliff Redford. He's the owner and operator of the Wellington Veterinary Hospital in Toronto. He's going to Ukraine to help rescue animals. Cliff, where can people find out more about your efforts here?
Yeah, check out the GoFundMe page, gofundme.com/drcliffworldwidevet, and follow me on Instagram @drcliffworldwidevet.
Cliff, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
I'm David Cooper. This is The Overnight Show.
Design Louis George has been furnishing Montreal homes for 35 years with beautiful furniture, from the classic to the contemporary. Bed and bath linens, chandeliers, table lamps, mirrors, and accessories for every room in your home. Need a good night's sleep? See their exclusive Vi-Spring mattresses, handcrafted in England. And if you need something right away, many items at Design Louis George are available for immediate delivery. They're at 4360 Côte de Liesse near Lucerne in TMR. DesignLouisGeorge.com.
For all your window treatments, blinds, and upholstery needs, CM Textiles has got you covered. They're also experts in motorization and wireless technology. Luxury window treatments that are controlled with just a push of a button. Their amazing team will guide you every step of the way to ensure all of your needs are met and your vision becomes a reality. With 4 stunning showrooms for you to visit. Do it once, do it right with CM Textiles. Online at cmtextiles.com and on social media @CM Textiles.
Life is never framed. Booking an appointment for your custom framing helps us give you the time you deserve.
Hi, we're Tanya and Matt of The Frame Shop, and now you can book your appointments with us online.
Simply click the link on our website, choose from the menu, and schedule a time and store most convenient to you.
Enter the code FRAME and get a 10% discount.
At The Frame Shop, we help you frame the stuff you love and love the stuff you frame.
Just go to leframeshop.com, book, save, and find out why we say life is better framed.
Wow, this room looks gorgeous.
Thanks. Come on in, take a closer look.
Should I take off my shoes?
Why? This is the garage.
Imagine a new decorative coating for your garage floor and make it happen with Premier Sealers epoxy floor coatings. Reduces dust, easy to maintain. You choose the color for an attractive, durable finish. Find out more about it and their other services at premiersealers.com. CAA recommended. Seal you later. I'm having a flashback. I just bit into a Felix and Norton cookie, and every time I do, it brings me right back to one of my favorite memories. Still as great as always. If you want to bring back some happy memories, you can now have them delivered locally or anywhere in Canada. Just go to felixandnorton.com and they'll send some freshly baked cookies or their easy to bake frozen cookie dough to you or someone you care about. Felix and Norton, baking smiles since 1985.
Are you running a startup or just trying to get your established business back on track? You need to take care of the bookkeeping and the financial statements? Contacts and business loans. Mackeson Consulting, 5396 Park Avenue. Book an appointment with a Mackeson Consultant now. 276-0808. That's 514-276-0808.
Hi, I'm Paul Filgeno, and I am Meldrum the Mover. Need a safe, clean, and affordable storage solution? Meldrum's has it. We have high security storage for your most valued items, climate controlled, secured, and the most highly government rated storage facility in Montreal. So when you need to store those items that are most important to you, call Meldrum the Mover. Take it away, girls. Call 514-481-1122. Meldrum the Mover. Hi, I'm Richard Point, CIBC Montgomery. When I say I can always be reached, I'm not just selling you a line. My clients know that when they dial the phone, I answer the call. It's important, especially during times of uncertainty like right now, that you have immediate answers about your money from the team that takes care of it for you. I'm Richard Point, and I can always be reached at 514-847-6324.
CIBC Wood Gundy is a division of CIBC World Markets Inc., member of CIPF and IROC.
Hi, Tom here from ResAV. If you're looking to add more comfort and control to your home, ask us about a Lutron lighting system. With a click of a button, you can turn off any lights you may have left on when you leave the house. Time for bed? Hit the good night button. That will put all the lighting in the home to sleep. And having access to the lighting in the home while you're away, along with timers, will help you feel safe and in control. Call us at 514-439-3901 or visit resav.ca. Last time they competed on CTV's MasterChef, they came so close, they could taste it. Now, they're getting a second chance to win it all. Gordon Ramsay hosts MasterChef Back to Win. All new, Wednesday at 8, only on CTV.
Everything vacuum. Go to the pros. Vacuum Pro. Vacuums? Check. Vacuum bags? Check. Vacuum filters? Check. Vacuum brushes? Check. Vacuum repairs? Check. Vacuum installations? Check. Shop at Vacuum Pro in Plaza Point Claire or at vacuumpro.ca. Savings or increases will be based on each client's individual driving behavior and habits.
David Cooper is on the iHeartRadio Talk Network.
This is the overnight show. Tie up your shoelaces. It's the Shoegram. I am joined by our producer, Ben Harrison, and my name is David Cooper. Ben, welcome to the show.
David, so happy to be hanging out with you here on this Thursday night.
I thought I would bring you in for one of my favorite times of the week because you are self-described as a film buff. You're buff and you like films, Ben.
I certainly like films. That's right.
All right, he can bench press. He can bench press. He can sit on a bench and he can drink coffee out of a press. All right, it's my favorite time of the week.
And now, it's time to pick up the popcorn and play Did Richard Krause Like These Movies? And here's your host, David Cooper.
With Ben Harrison. All right, Ben, the rules of this game are simple. We're going to hear about a few movies that are either streaming or in theaters nowadays, and we are going to hear about them from film critic Richard Krause. Then you and I are going to guess what he rated those movies. Find out whether Richard Krause likes these movies. Ben, are you ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
All right, Richard, what's the first movie?
Where the Crawdads Sing, a new mystery produced by Reese Witherspoon and now playing in theaters. A young girl abandoned by her family and raised in the marshlands of the South in the 1950s becomes a suspect in a high-profile murder case.
They tell the story of the marsh girl, the one who grew up alone in the wild. But they never really knew me. Like most stories, the facts don't play into it. I'm fine.
There's something else, then. Miss Catherine Clark is charged with the murders of Chase Andrews. Prosecution has announced it will seek the penalty.
I'm going to get out of here. Wait.
Whoa, I can't tell whether that one was a horror or a crime mystery, and I'm not sure that movie can tell whether it's one either. It sounds kind of cheesy to me, and I'm not the biggest Witherspoon man, more of a Witherfork man. I'm going to say Richard Krause gave this movie 2.5 out of 5 stars. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I've been seeing the trailer for this movie in front of a bunch of movies that I've gone to see in the theaters recently. It looks really corny, and yet there's some good talent in it. I like David Strathairn, who's in this movie. It seems like a nice little bit of summer counter programming. I'm going to say that he's going to give it 3 stars.
All right, Richard, what did you think?
Where the Crawdads Sing is a lot of things. It's a love triangle, a murder mystery, a story of overcoming the odds, and yet none of it really sticks. What could have been a steamy Southern Gothic ripe with sex and death is, instead, a sleepily paced melodrama that doesn't deliver on the premise of female empowerment promised by the film's intriguing lead character. And that's why I gave Where the Crawdads Sing, now playing in theaters, 10 out of 5 stars.
Oh, I nailed it, Ben. 1 for me, 0 for you. I guess it looks like I'm the buff one, Ben.
Looks like it.
Okay, well, Richard, tell us about that second movie.
Set in 1950s London, Mrs. Harris Go Paris sees a widowed cleaning lady fall madly in love with a couture Dior dress. Deciding that she must have one for her own, she raises the funds to pursue her dream and embarks on an adventure to Paris that will change her life and the future of the House of Dior.
The Dior dress is designed to astonish. How will you do that, Mrs. Harris?
Hey, Mommy.
Nobody invisible. Madame, may I give you a minute? Just a cleaner from London.
No, you're a cleaner at James of the most beautiful gown in the world.
This is not possible. Not at all.
Where are you going, Mrs. Harris? To see the boss. Mrs. Harris, this is a view from Monsieur le Marquis. I've spent too long on my own, wishing my life away. You don't want to do the same thing. This is your chance.
Wow, I'm getting My Fair Lady meets, I don't know, Devil Wears Prada at the same time, and I liked both of those movies, and you wouldn't expect that I would like both of these movies. I actually liked that trailer, Ben, believe it or not. I'm going to say Richard gave this one, let's just say 4 stars. I'm going to watch this anyway. Ben, what do you think?
Oh, this looks so cute. I've been seeing the poster everywhere. The cast looks great. Leslie Manville, so terrific in Phantom Thread, and now she's getting a lead of her own in a summer movie. I'm going to go with 3.5. It looks cute, but maybe a little contrived.
All right, Richard, what do you think?
Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris is the kind of feel-good movie that seems as though it was written by an algorithm. Of course, it's based on the 1958 novel Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris by Paul Gallico, which later became a TV movie of the same name starring Angela Lansbury, Diana Rigg, and Omar Sharif. But it feels as though a bot was asked, what makes people feel all cuddly cushy? How about some old-school British slang, some romance, the Eiffel Tower, glittering dresses, some class warfare, and even a tad of existentialism? There's nothing like a movie about aspirations with a side of Jean-Paul Sartre. Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris is predictable, and it's overlong, but star Leslie Manville brings the heart and soul, and that's why I gave the movie, now playing in theaters, 3 out of 5 stars.
Oh, Ben, did you give it 3 or 3.5?
I said 3.5, but I think that's closer than the 4.
Price is Right rules, Ben. I forgot to tell you that. I fell victim to Al Gore's rhythm. They suckered me and they knew exactly what I wanted. I might still see it. All right, Ben, I'm excited about this third one because I'm a big fan of the artist that it profiles. Richard, what's the third movie?
The documentary Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, A Journey, a Song, now playing in theaters, details not only Leonard Cohen's haunting hymn of desire, spirituality, and the mystery of life, but also dives deep into the life of a man of all time.
Reporter for Rolling Stone magazine in '74, doing a piece on Leonard. So gracious. Leonard, he was always a spiritual seeker.
Unlocking the mysteries of life was his primary preoccupation.
Sitting in a meditation hall for 4 or 5 hours a day, you kind of get straight with yourself.
He was often starting with this song.
So, 4 stars.
All right, Richard, what did you think?
Fans of Leonard Cohen may not learn too much that they don't already know in Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, A Journey, a Song. But from music to meditation, poetry to prayer, he remains, even in the broadest biographical of strokes, a fascinating character.
Remember, I'm bad at portraits. I wasn't bad at portraits. See how much of a dick he is. What a dick. See, if they go around it, they could have having his starts going. So people would like attention. Shit. Whether it's fucking First Nations related or not. Where'd you get orange? It's like not even like a nice orange. He'd be a good ball player, that's for sure. A good center.